Well, I'd like to begin by thanking everyone for the opportunity to speak tonight. I'd like to thank the family and friends for attending, which clearly demonstrate how important support is to success. And I know how much these graduates appreciate it. I once read that a professor is someone who talks in someone else's sleep. With any luck, I hope we can avoid that this evening. After a lot of consideration and reflecting on how phenomenal these graduates are, I concluded that I really wanted to communicate to everyone today how so very proud I am of each of these graduates. You see, I've had the opportunity to get to know each of them quite well over their time in graduate school, through classes together and 2 semesters of practicum and internship. We met every other week for that time in order to discuss their clinical experiences and growth in the program. An important point about these graduates, 5 of the 7 graduates were not only the first in their families to obtain a bachelor's degree, but are also the first in their families to obtain master's degrees tonight. This group of graduates is comprised of people that have amazing passion for going above and beyond when the need arises in their community and to follow their hearts. It's easy to find an example like Tracy. Tracy's working at the Project Advance program, which specializes in treating women with domestic violence and substance abuse issues. Recently, Tracy began heading up a new children's program, conducting therapy with children and their moms. She started and will continue leading this program not because it was a class assignment. Her courses are over with. For all of these graduates, like Tracy, their work is based on their passion for helping others. Under their leadership, their programs will accomplish great things. I'd like to say a few words specifically about each of these graduates to share some of my experiences with them. You'll see with just a few quick examples the high-caliber people that you've helped to shape. Let's begin with Debbie. Back when Lindsey Wilson College first came to the region, its classes were held up in Jackson. Debbie is unique here tonight in that she was a member of the very first graduating class with her bachelor's degree at the Jackson campus. For her, there was no question that she'd want to attend Lindsey Wilson for her master's degree. Debbie has really grown in her professional identity. Part of her job is done in the role of another profession, which shall go unnamed, in which clients are given instructions for what they need to do. But Debbie has learned through her training as a counselor that it is so much more powerful when you support clients to think for themselves. Charles. Charles and I go back a few years. I first met Charles when I was conducting evaluations in the emergency room over here at the ARH hospital. Charles would help transport them to the Bailey Center, which was a crisis stabilization unit. Of course, he did fine with that job, but he answered a deeper calling with working much more closely with the clients that he has contact with. And he hasn't minded driving 30 miles each way to do it. Charles was particularly attracted to the Lindsey Wilson School of Professional Counseling program and not an online program because it was all face-to-face in the classroom with instructors. And when he started, he wasn't very good with computers. After the first weekend and being introduced to our Angel computer program, Charles kidded, "I'm going to school in the classroom and I'm still having to do it online." Courtney. Courtney's quite a character. If Courtney's in the room, people are laughing. Everyone enjoys Courtney's wonderful sense of humor. The kinds of clients and cases that Courtney has worked with have been horrific. Everything from domestic violence to drug abuse to sexual abuse. And despite these significant issues, Courtney has said that everyone has problems and they deserve a second chance. Reflecting back, Courtney will never forget her first sexual abuse case. She was 14 years old, but now, through interventions and counseling from Courtney, she no longer has contact with her abuser, is happy, and on track to graduate from high school. That non-judgmental, second chance approach is a characteristic of a skilled counselor, and Courtney is certainly that. Vicey. You're finally graduating from preschool. I think I might have said that wrong. Today, Vicey is graduating from the 20th grade because she's been in school nonstop since preschool. Vicey is a bit of a ringleader. She's always been ready to take the lead to organize events. I can't tell you how many of our practicum and internship meetings also served as potlucks to honor someone's birthday or the occasional baby shower. In talking about how her clinical skills have grown recently, Vicey shared, "I thought at one point I would strictly be using reality therapy, but I've learned to shift from one to another as needed. I once thought I could only use one at a time." As these graduates know, applying theoretical orientations is key to success with clients, and having the skill to shift approaches as needed and with ease is truly an advanced accomplishment in counseling. Vicey has also impressed me throughout her graduate training with her continual willingness to challenge herself. Not only would Vicey routinely present difficult situations for the class for feedback, but it was not uncommon for her to stay after class for additional guidance. She has presented at the KMHCA 2009 Spring Conference and is now running the Breathitt County Therapeutic Rehabilitation Program. Tracy. As mentioned earlier, Tracy has been heading up some wonderful developments at Project Advance. When reflecting back on her experiences in graduate school, Tracy said, "It's very, very important that whenever you don't know the right answer, to talk to somebody else. Supervision will always be important, even after practicums and internships. Collaboration will always be something that you'll have to do in our field." I couldn't have said it better myself. That willingness to humbly challenge oneself and to reach out to other colleagues for personal growth is something that we should all take note of. Mary Bell. Mary Bell wins the award for driving the farthest to attend classes with 1 hour and 15 minutes each way, 2 to 3 times a week. But that's okay, the distance didn't matter because she was committed to continuing her education to become a professional counselor. Mary Bell is a student that has managed to endure many challenges while completing her graduate work, not the least of which were surgeries on her carotid artery and a quadruple bypass. Mary Bell is a non-traditional student. She says when people ask her why she wants to go back to school, she replies, "It's just something that I need to do for myself. The more I went, the more I wanted to go." Mary Bell has worked at the VA nursing home in Hazard, and she has enjoyed her work with the elderly population very much, many of which have signed DNRs as she empowers them and works closely with their families. Additionally, a new position is anticipated in the coming months at the VA nursing home, and her supervisors have already told her that she is first in line to be hired for it. As many of you may know, obtaining employment with the VA is not easy. The fact that she would be recommended for this position while still in graduate school speaks volumes about Mary Bell's professionalism. Mary Bell, you have made it, and with distinction. Sheena. I will say that one of the greatest challenges in starting clinical work with clients is creating an environment that allows clients to share their most personal difficulties. And Sheena has consistently shown a talent for accomplishing this. Sheena actually started out in the nursing program, but kidding, she found that she didn't like hurting people by giving them shots. On the other hand, she really did like talking to people. Sheena once said, "I can connect with anybody. I may not like what they do, but you never know what a person's been through." Sheena, you found your profession. Sheena is sometimes disappointed when a substance abuse client relapses after making progress.